Today we're putting out traps on the burns and on the rivers in hope to capture our first water voles.
We're looking for water voles who are under 160 grams, which shows they're probably a late litter in the season and probably unlikely to survive the winter anyway, so we don't want to harm the populations here in the North Pennines, but we need a breeding population to breed over the winter, ready for release into Kielder.
At all times, half an apple should be in the trap, in the straw. So you push this to the very back. So if anything goes in this, it's its main food source and its main moisture.
Water voles are a native species. They used to be plentiful all over the country, and various factors such as habitat loss and probably most importantly the American mink has wiped out their population, often as escapee from fur farms.
I love being out in the countryside. I do it because I'm interested in conservation. It gives me a great deal of reward doing it. I do it because I like the people that I meet whilst I'm doing it, the people I work with, and because I get such a variety of experiences working with the Wildlife Trust.
The traps have been out overnight. The site we've just checked, site 7, we haven't found any voles yet, but Roisin and her team have found one, so we're hopeful, and we're off to check site 4 and 1. The apple's been taken, but no vole. 4, nothing.
Look at this.
Oh my gosh! Look at the straw! Oh, done! Oh, well done, everyone. That's amazing. Vole number 1.
Good lad.
Yeah, that's a vole.
That's a vole.
That's a big one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's brilliant.
3 years' work for that.
Yeah! Sorry, little chap. You'll be happy though when we get there. You'll have a nice winter.
I've worked with water voles for approximately the last 30 years, and we've been involved in reintroduction of the species quite widely into a number of different locations in the British Isles. The Northumberland Wildlife Trust contacted us to have a chat about whether it would be feasible to reintroduce water voles into the watershed of Kielder. We went up to have a look at it. We thought it was perfectly suitable upland water vole habitat. So we've been catching animals obviously up in the north of England to provide the breeding stock which genetically are as near to the former population of the Kielder watershed as possible, and we're also using animals from Scotland because we know from their DNA that they're very similar to what formerly existed there.
So we've just made up the pens, ready to put out a breeding pair. We've just got to go and get the voles and put them out and then leave them to it.
My involvement really began in the early 1990s. Surveys undertaken by the Vincent Wildlife Trust demonstrated that variously the species was believed to have lost about 97% of its British range. There were a whole range of different conservation initiatives, and I was involved with the captive breeding part of it to look at whether you could come up with a system for keeping the animals adequately that resulted in them producing large numbers of babies, and then whether those babies would actually survive in a wild situation.
A lot of these have got mended corners on them where they've chewed out and then it's been mended with wire or fiberglass. They're very good at it, and some of them have to end up in glass tanks if they're really, really bad chewers.
They've been overwintered in the buildings that are here, and right now we're pairing the animals up so they're males and females of equal weights. They're going out into the breeding cages behind the farm, and those animals will start breeding really within the next few days to produce many litters of babies that we will then to return to the Kielder project through the course of this year and for the next 5 years to come.
This one here is a female vole. You're looking for the female and the male to be quite similarly sized. So this one's 160 grams. He's a nice male and he weighs 180 grams. So they'll be going together. No! Come on you, in the tube. Why don't I choose this one? You come out. No. Oh, you're bad, you are. Oh wait, we're being filmed, you're meant to behave. Right, you, you're going in this time. There. there. The gestation of a water vole is 3 weeks, so if we're really lucky, we might see some babies within the next month or so.
The animals we bred here will go from here back up to Northumberland. They'll probably find, ancient ancestral burrow systems in the banks of the peat-sided streams that we can't even see. They'll recolonise those, they'll breed up there, and then the populations will expand year on year. We've experience of doing this sort of thing before on the edge of the Highland Line in Scotland, and the response of the reintroduced population there has just been amazing. And it just shows you that this little animal, this kind of ratty from Wind in the Willows, this kind of humble innocent that we thought he was, is actually capable of rapid re-expansion and recolonisation of its ancient ranges if we give it a chance to do so.
The water voles have had quite a journey. They've come up from Devon, they've stopped in a shed overnight, which we had to make sure was cool and dry for them, and Derek Gow's team have helped us slowly and steadily release them over the week.
There were two types of release we used as part of the project. The main one is a soft release where they're put into pens as a pair or as a family group for a few days, which allows them to acclimatise, and then we'll have the baffle go on. In some areas, a hard release is more suitable, especially if access is bad and it's hard to get the pens, but it's somewhere that we really want water voles. And in which case the transport pen is taken out and they are directly released from the pen into the suitable environment.
We have a fantastic team of volunteers, could not perform our duties without them. We've had volunteers helping us construct pens, fill them with straw, chop apples, carry them on the most uneven terrain.
The volunteers have been really the fundamental reason why this project has been successful. It's meant that the workforce that we have available is massively increased, but it also means that there's much wider engagement in this project, which is something that we're very proud of.
You just want to be able to see the base of its tail, and when you see it, you grab it very gently and calmly around the middle of the tail.
Most of us got practice handling water voles. Some of the water voles behaved for us more than they did for others, but we all got good practice in handling the water voles, hopefully in order to allow us to gain our own licence as the project progresses, so that we can handle the water voles ourselves without Derek Gow's supervision. Kielder is quite unique, fantastic watervole habitat, not accessible at all. It has been ankle breaking territory that we've been traversing over, carrying release pens, carrying bags of apples. During the release we really tried to keep the public involved, so we had one evening where they came and saw the water voles, and that really did generate a lot of interest. A lot of people were really felt very honoured to see the water voles.
We've developed really strong links in the area with local people, so they're much more aware of our work now, but also our working relationship with our partners. So we've now been working for 3 years with Northumberland Wildlife Trust and the Forestry Commission. We share staff, we share resources, and we share the tasks amongst us, and we've proved that pulling on the strengths of different organisations makes for a stronger project overall.
The voles will carry on being fed for the next few days with a piece of carrot and a piece of apple. After 3 or 4 days, a baffle will be put on by the volunteers. It will just be cable tied on. It's got a couple of little holes in so the voles can come and go. When they're released, some will stay in the pen and head out in their own time when they feel it's safe to do so. Others, you'll find, will just head straight out looking for suitable places to burrow, looking for food sites.
Now we get the joy of monitoring over the coming years to see where they spread to. So the pens are all away, the water voles are all out fending for themselves, and good luck to them.